Um, good, good afternoon, everyone. So I am Gera Mae Sularte, and I will be reporting the first part of e-commerce, digital markets, and digital goods. So the learning objectives for this report are the following. First, identify the unique features of e-commerce, digital markets, and digital goods. Second is describe how internet technology has changed business models. Third, identify the various types of e-commerce and explain how e-commerce has changed consumer retailing and business-to-business transactions. Fourth, evaluate the role of m-commerce in business and describe the most important m-commerce applications. And lastly, identify the principal payment systems for electronic commerce. Electronic commerce and the internet. So e-commerce is the use of the internet and web to transact business. It digitally enabled transactions. History of e-commerce began in 1995 and grew exponentially. So rapid growth led to market bubble, while many companies failed, many survived with soaring revenues. E-commerce today is the fastest growing form of retail trade in US, Europe, and Asia. Um, this slide discusses the reasons why e-commerce has grown so quickly. So this is because of the unique nature of the internet and e-commerce, which are richer and more powerful than the previous technology revolutions like radio and TV. So we have ubiquity, global reach, universal standards, richness, interactivity, information density, personalization and customization, and social technology. So first, we have ubiquity. Ubiquity, it is when internet or web technology available everywhere, in work, home, or any place and at any time. So what are the effects of this feature? Marketplace removed from temporal geographic locations to become market space, enhanced customer convenience, and reduced shopping costs. Second is global reach. The technology reaches across national boundaries around the earth or around the globe. So what are the effects of this feature? Commerce enabled across cultural and national boundaries seamlessly and without modification. Market space includes potentially billions of consumers and millions of businesses worldwide. Third is universal standards. One set of technology standards or the internet standards. So disparate computer systems easily communicate with each other, lower market entry costs, or the costs merchants must pay to bring goods to market, lower consumer search costs, or the effort required to find suitable products. Fourth, a unique feature of e-commerce technology is richness. Supports video, audio, and text messages. So what are the effects of this feature? Possible to deliver rich messages with text, audio, and video simultaneously to large numbers of people. Video, audio, and text marketing messages can be integrated into single marketing message and consumer experience. Next slide, please. Okay. Fifth is interactivity. Interactivity is when the technology works through interaction with the user. So what are the effects of this feature? Consumers engage in dialogue that dynamically adjusts experience to the individual. Consumer becomes co-participant in process of delivering goods to market. Sixth is information density. Vast increases in information density, the total amount and quality of information available to all market participants. So greater price transparency and greater cost transparency. It enables merchants to engage in price discrimination. Seventh is personalization or customization. Technology permits modification of messages and goods. So the effect is that personalized messages can be sent to individuals as well as groups. Products and services can be customized to individual preferences. The eighth and last unique feature of e-commerce technology is social technology. The technology promotes user content generation and social networking. So the effect is that new internet social and business models enable user content creation and distribution and support social networks. Key concepts in e-commerce. First is digital markets reduce. First, information asymmetry. So what do you mean by information asymmetry? It is when one party in a transaction has more information that is important for the transaction than the other party, meaning it reduces asymmetry because the seller, the buyer, has available information uh, kasi nasa internet na yung yung product description, yung mga ganun. Then digital markets reduce search costs. Search cost is the effort to find suitable products. Digital markets reduce third transaction costs, the cost of participating in a market. Then we have digital markets reduce menu costs, merchants cost of changing prices. Then we have another key concept of e-commerce. Digital markets enable first price discrimination, the selling the same goods or nearly the same goods to different targeted groups at different prices, since anyone can set their prices. Although we have e-commerce act as discussed by Mr. Carius earlier, but here in the Philippines, hindi ganun ka-regulated yung ating e-commerce. Second is that digital markets enable dynamic pricing. The price of a product varies depending on the demand characteristics of the customer or the supply situation of the seller. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo na until product last yung mga nakalagay sa for example sa mga FB page, that is dynamic pricing. Then we have disintermediation, the removal of organizations or business process layers responsible for intermediary steps in a value chain. So, kung sa typical or sa typical na store, meron pa tayong manufacturer, meron pa tayong anong tawag dito, distributor, tapos reseller, hanggang umabot sa customer. So, disintermediation, inaalis na yung mga nasa in between, so, yung intermediary steps. So, from manufacturer diretso sa consumer. Hence, less cost. Next slide, please. So, as what I have said earlier, ito yung benefits of disintermediation to the consumer. So, the typical distribution channel has several intermediary layers, each of which adds the final cost of a product. For example, the illustration, sweater. Removing layers lowers the final cost to the consumer. So, yun na nga, from manufacturer diretso sa consumer. Okay, continuation. Key concept of e-commerce, we have digital goods. Goods that can be delivered over a digital network. For example, music tracks, video, software, newspapers, books, or games. Cost of producing first unit almost entire cost of the product. The marginal cost of producing second unit is about zero. Cost of delivery over the internet is very low. Marketing costs remain the same and pricing highly variable. Industries with digital goods are undergoing revolutionary changes such as publishers and record labels. Next slide please. Pasensya na. Internet business models. We have pure play models and clicks and mortar models. So what do you mean by pure play model? This is a business model focused. Saan na ba? Second is clicks and mortar model. It's a type of business model that has both online and offline operations, which typically include a website and a physical store. So for example, is Walmart, Best Buy, or Uniqlo. So meron silang online, meron din silang offline. Meron silang physical store, pwede ka ring makabili through online. Then social network. Online meeting place, social shopping sites, and can provide ways for corporate clients to target customers through banner ads and pop-up ads. Banner ad. So it is a form of advertising on the World Wide Web delivered by an ad server. Pop-up ad, which is related to click fraud or uh, click fraud as discussed by Mr. Carius earlier. These are small windows that pop up over the top of your web pages in your internet browser. So it can be useful, annoying, or dangerous, often used by advertisers to get your attention or by viruses to trick you into clicking on them. Then we have online marketplace. It provides a digital environment where buyers and sellers can meet or search for products, display products, and establish prices for those products. So marami po tayong ganyan na makikita sa Facebook online marketplace. Next slide please. Then we have content provider. So providing digital content such as digital news, music, photos, or video over the web. So examples for these are Yahoo, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Online syndicators aggregate content from multiple sources, package for distribution, and resell to third-party websites. So example of online syndicators are Google and Facebook. So uh, what are the source of what is the revenue source for this content provider? So syempre nagtataka tayo, saan ba kumikita ang Facebook? So we have access fees and advertising. Yun yung mga sources of revenue ng content provider. Second is service provider. An organization that provides a network, storage, or processing services. Provides Web 2.0 applications such as photo sharing and interactive maps, and services such as data storage. So examples for service providers, Sky Cable, yung Globe natin, PLDT Smart. So we have also internet service provider, application service provider, storage service provider, and digital service provider. So their source of income is or revenue is from subscription and advertising. Okay, next is portal. This is a super site that provides comprehensive entry point for huge array of resources and services on the internet. So examples of portal are banking and insurance portals and government portals. So we have BPI, PNB for banking portals. We have GSIS, ISSS government portals, and of course Google. Then the source of revenue for this advertising. And virtual storefront sells physical products directly to consumers or to individual businesses. So example for this are Shopee, Lazada, yung virtual storefront natin. Then we have information broker, provides product, pricing, and availability information to individuals and businesses. So example natin ay Facebook and Google. Bakit naging information broker sila? Because we enter our information when we create a Facebook account, for example. So they sell our data not to advertisers but to developers. That's why kung mapapansin nyo, may mga nagpa-pop, for example, nag-click ka, nag-like ka ng watch, for example, gusto mong bumili ng relo, so mapapansin mo, maraming mga suggested for you na mga accounts na or mga sellers ng mga watch. That's information broker. Then we have transaction broker. Saves users money and time by processing online sales transactions and generating a fee for each transaction. So example, we have GCash, Paymaya, mga bayad centers. Next slide, please. Thank you. Types of electronic commerce. We have business to consumer, B2C, business to business, B2B, consumer to consumer, C2C, and mobile commerce, M-commerce. This will be discussed by the next reporter, Miss Alesther Jane Doloquin. So, next slide, please. Okay, interactive marketing and personalization. So websites are bountiful source of details about customer behavior, preferences, buying patterns used to tailor promotions, products, services, and pricing. So yun yung diniscuss ko kanina. May mga history tayo of our buying patterns, preferences, behaviors. So nakasave yun sa big data. So clickstream, kung naalala niyo yung management accounting natin, okay, yun. Clickstream tracking tools collect data on customer activities at websites. So used to create personalized web pages. Collaborative filtering compares customer data to other customers to make product recommendations. Next slide, please. Next slide po, please. Hi, thank you. We have website visitor tracking. So this graphic illustrates how clickstream tracking works and what the store can tell about the activities of a shopper on their website. So extensive metrics exist for various types of user behavior, from the time spent on a web page to the number of products ordered and placed in a shopping cart but not purchased. So, kung sino mga may Shopee accounts dito or Lazada accounts, makikita nyo yung history nyo, yung mga behavior nyo, yung buying pattern nyo. Kung naka-add to cart na ba kayo. So, e-commerce websites have tools to track a shopper's every step through an online store. Close examination of customer behavior at a website selling women's clothing shows what the store might learn at each step and what actions it could take to increase sales. Then we have website personalization. This graphic illustrates some of the types of personalization that clickstream tracking can make possible. So examples, we have Spotify and Netflix. So di ba sa Spotify, sino may Spotify account dito, mapapansin nyo may suggested na playlist sa'yo according sa genre ng songs na gusto mo pakinggan. So that is website personalization. So firms can create unique personalized web pages that display content or ads for products or services of special interest to individual users, improving the customer experience and creating additional value. So that would be all, and thank you sa patience. Thank you din sa nag-effort na mag-present. Thank you, Nazir. Thank you po.